Hello, good evening. That sounded really croaky then. Hello, good evening. That sounded better, didn't it? Good evening to you all. It is Monday, so it is monthly make time. And I've got a bit of an idea. Well, I've not. It's a question I keep getting asked, or I kept getting asked the other week when we were in Birmingham, about whether you could stamp using like liquid inks. So think of your sprays, your brusho in a water form, so your watercolours, even pens that you've spritzed to make a liquid. So that's what we're going to be working with tonight. You've seen me do it before, it's dead easy. But somebody said you can't stamp with liquid ink. I mean, you can. So I'm going to show you tonight. So good evening, Tracy. I can't read that over there either. No, there we go. So good evening. So should we get going? I think so. But the biggest question I've got is, are we doing pink or blue? We will just have to decide. I've just seen the state of my desk. So let me just tidy away. Oh, it's my glue gun from weekend. It's still on my desk. I do need to put it away. Oops, there we go. Right, so are we going with turquoise or should we go with a bit of Alzerian crimson? Because I'm going to use my brushes, but if you've got like oxide sprays or anything like that, you can use those for this. Because basically you want liquid ink. So paints, your sprays, anything. I think I've just taken the wrong one. Evening, Lynn. No, I didn't. I took the right size one. Makes a change. Yep, so I've got a piece of card. So should we go blue? We're going to go turquoise. We haven't done turquoise in a while actually. And we are going to start off, we're going to create a nice little background. Now these are the stamps that Rosie was using at weekend, and you can see, you know when I said that she'd spilt embossing powder everywhere? She did. It took me ages to get it off her trousers. She was leaving like a trail of, I was going to say sawdust, embossing powder everywhere. She went, evening mum. So I'm going to get my stamp ready, and then I'm going to create my puddle. It's alright, Lynn. To be fair, my screen's teeny tiny at the moment. It'll soon get bigger. I can't read it on the screen that's up there, but I can read it on the screen that's that way. Which is why sometimes I don't look like I'm looking at you, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to make myself, basically, some liquid, some water, some ink, liquid ink. So if you had like an oxide spray or something, you could literally just pop it down on your table. I'm going to mix this so you get the idea what we're doing. I'm trying to find a paintbrush that doesn't look too dirty. That one will do. So imagine you have just sprayed some ink onto your table, like so. I'm going to leave my paintbrush over there because I know that's dangerous. Might cause me a problem down the line, but for the moment we are good. So you've just spritzed some ink, whatever you're using, on your table. All you're going to do is just take a little bit out and pick it up on your stamp. So I'm just going to make sure I don't get blue fingers everywhere. Just like that. Walk it around, and then we're going to stamp it. So it's a bit like a poly plate, how we would use it, you know, with a poly plate with our distress inks on it. Yeah, no different to that. So all I'm going to do is just keep stamping this across my page. I'm going to do a few up here as well, I think. We might bring that pink in a minute. You know, it was too good to be true, me only doing one colour. There we go. And I love that like second generation you get from it. So I think I'll do one there. I'm going to overlap it slightly because you can see where my problem was going with that. You can see we have got a lovely little border strip coming across, you know what I mean. I'm going to leave my ink there for a minute because I put an awful lot down not to use more of it. So I'm just going to dry this one off. Just like that. You see, it's super easy, isn't it? But anything, if you've got a spray, distress oxide sprays work for this. Any ink spray would work. I've just used Brusho because that's what I've got. I don't have any sprays because I make them out of Brusho. Oops, that's getting a bit hot on my old fingers. So that was the solid one. I'm going to move that off. Oops. You knew there was going to be trouble me leaving that on my desk. And I'm just going to spritz this to get rid of the colour off it. And just remember as well, your inks are more likely to stain your stamps only because they've got more pigment in them. There we go. There's that one. I'm going to take that one off. And I'm going to grab our lovely detailed one. But before I do that, we're just going to give ourselves a fighting chance with some of this embossing powder that she spilled. I should show you my tub actually, it's about half full now. It's not like she was trying to get it back into a little tub, is it? I mean, right, that'll have to do. We're going to do exactly the same with this one. So I'm going to work on this bit here, just pull another little bit out, rub it around in it, splosh it down. Yep, that's a new technical term, sploshing it down. And we're just going to start adding a few more in. Just like that. I'm going to add a bit more ink because that didn't quite go as I wanted it to. That's okay, we're going for more ink. Just adding bits to it. Give it a slosh round. There you go. If your puddle was really, really deep, the reason I walk it out is if I go in there, you see where I've got this big puddle, it's quite deep. And what that'll do is it'll fill in all the nooks and crannies on your stamp, and you really don't want that. So what you do is just pull a little bit out, and then you're working with this. I was a bit overexcited by how much I put on my desk, to be brutally honest. I'm just having too much fun doing this. I think I'm going to stop after this one, what do you reckon? There we go. So I've just used exactly, the same colour again. I'm just going to take this off, give it a real quick spritz. And the reason I am cleaning my stamps, I know it's odd to see me clean a stamp. The reason is because if I don't, as soon as I hit this with another ink, even though you think it's dried, it'll still be there on your stamp, and I don't want to contaminate my inks. There we go. I'm going to take that off. And then I think we're just going to do, I was going to do a little bit of splashing, but I don't think I will. I'm just going to add a few of these little ones. So you can see I'm using all the different shapes and sizes of stamp. And it's still... Oh, I didn't dry that, did I? Whoops. To be a bit forgiving because I didn't go and dry that last bit we just did. There we go. I'm quite happy with that. So we've used one little bit of liquid ink so far. Now, I'm not going to splatter. I was, you know me, I was going to get my brush out and splatter, but I'm not, because I quite like it as it is. So I'm going to clean up my table. Tell you what we might do though, just to keep this colour going, didn't need to my brush. We're going to stick with our blue. So we're going to move that to one. Oh, I'm going to dry it first. But don't dry it now, I'll forget, won't I? Lynn's moved over to YouTube. It is a bit easier over in YouTube, isn't it? Someone was saying the quality's better as well. Just stream directly. So I do want to do a bit more on this background. I know it looks a bit messy at the moment, but it won't. It won't when we're finished. There we go, right. Stop. I'm going to pop that over there. And I'm going to grab a scrap of white. Oops. Making sure I don't put my fingers in that. You know it's going to happen at some point tonight. I'm being very brave having that much ink on my desk. So I am using our Celia from our monthly make. Oops. And she's got embossing powder on this as well. I do love her really. She did shout at me actually on Saturday afternoon when I hadn't taken a picture of hers, so she could go and take it up to her bedroom, her make that she did. She did make me laugh. What do you think, you can go and do it now so I can put it in my bedroom? Okie dokie. Right, so I'm just going to pop this down here because we are going to be cutting it out, so I don't need lots and lots of space around it. I'm just going to pop that there. Got a reminder coming up on my phone so I couldn't see my comments. There we go. What I might do as well, no, because I want to do a bit more work on that background before we do anything else. I'm going to pop that there. I might need to stamp that again, might not. It's whether I can be bothered cutting out my twiddly bits. I know, twiddly bits. So, we're just going to cut this little one out. Not cut this out, colour it in even. But again, if you were using your oxide sprays or anything like that, just keep going with them so you know your colour is going to be exactly the same. Or your inks, whatever ones you're using. There we go. Can you tell it bugs me when people say I can't do something? I'm like, we can, I promise. Where there's a will, there's a way. We can always make it work. We'll always get your stash to do what you want it to. Right. Normally I'd have some like dry brush out and some not so dry brush out. But we're just gonna have to work with what we've got on our desk. That's really dry, so I'm gonna come here and pick up some of that more watery one to start us off. I know it looks like I've not put anything on there, but I have. You'll see in a minute when it starts moving. There we go. Then come back in here where it's really watery and we'll pick it up again. Oh, I think I can hear a bee. They keep coming to visit me in here today, well, last couple of days. There's a guy that's got a... I was going to say an aviary, that's for birds, isn't it? A beehive, that's the one. A couple of houses round, and his bees do like to come in here. Don't know what it is. Obviously it's my stunning, company. But they do like to come and visit me. And I really don't like bees because I have a bit of a reaction when they sting me. So I really don't like them. I like them at a distance, not up close. Right, as you can see, I'm just using whatever's on my desk to do. And it's gone very, very wet and soggy this, but it's okay. Just like that. Oh, I put it in the wrong thing then, didn't I? Just adding a bit more colour. There we go. Right, I'm not going to add any more to that because I don't think we need it. No. I've still got a lot of ink on my desk. I was just being very generous tonight. There we go. I'm not going to do blue petals. I am going to add a bit of green, I think. Maybe my leaves even. There we go. Nice cleaned, well, cleanish desk. It's a bright yellow, that desk, to be fair. I'm just going to grab a little bit of my green. I never even thought about needing green on here. I suppose I could use grey. No, I'll use a little tiny bit of green. I did do it, I turned my fingers blue. I was just thinking to myself how well I've done not turning my fingers blue. And then, no, I did. I just want to do exactly the same with this. So just activate a little bit of my green. Pop it on. Do, do, do. So relaxing painting, isn't it? Go for that one there. Just like that. And then we're going to go to the raw brush where it's not been activated at all. Just add a little bit in. Just like that. And then we want the raw brush to do its stalk. Just like that. There we go, right. That's all I needed that for. That's quite pretty now, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. See, I always turn myself into a smurf. Right, and I just need to get that dry. And I need to find my sayings, because I haven't got a clue where I put them actually. So, two things at once. Whoops. Another tissue. Oh, found it, but it's at the bottom. I remember to find my flower and me doodah. No. Alright, let's concentrate one thing at once. I've seen one today though. I don't even know where my box and my spares is. Right, that should do. Yep, feels dry. So bear with 1 second, just whilst I find. Because, there they are. I said to myself, don't lose them because you'll need them later. And what did I do? Lose them. Right, I still need to make my mind up about me doody boppers, whether we're going to stamp them in or we're going to leave them where they is. You'll notice I'm gutting my card for 2 reasons. one so I can see. You can see how cool that's going to look, can't you? And then put my scissors somewhere safe. You nearly got a sneaky peek of something that you shouldn't have done then. And then I keep doing it, don't I? But I'm going to do it again just because I think it looks really, really cool. I'm going to grab. I think we're going to do a good look. Yeah, let's do a bit of good luck, shall we, on this one? We keep doing. Oh, should we do congratulations? We'll do congratulations. Yeah. I can never decide these days. Now, decision time. I can either go in with. I think I'm going to go grey. If I go black, I think it's going to be a bit too much with our little flower. So I am going to go grey, if I can find it. If not, oh, actually, there we go. We'll use a bit of smoky grey. So we're just going to add a few of our sentiments. So a bit of congratulations. And again, I'm not being fussy. It doesn't have to stamp perfect. None of this, apart from our lovely little flower, needed to be stamped really well, which is good. So if you're not too sure about your stamping, doing something like this is a real good one to. If I go, I think I didn't ink up its bottom. There we go. Like that. You can see, really not bothering. There we go. I think I'm quite happy with that. And I'm going to stamp my flower. I only really want this bit stamping, yeah, because it means I don't have to cut it out. I know, super lazy. However, yeah, that's a bit of trickiness, isn't it, having to cut that out. Don't want to do that, so I'm not going to. So I'm just going to quickly ink that bit up on my stamp. Yes, there'll be leftover ink on other parts of my stamp, but I'm not really worrying about that. Now I'm going to pop that up a little bit to that corner because I'm going to put my saying down here. So I'm not even pressing down here. If I get a bit of ink, great. If I don't, no problem. The only bit I want is my little spiky bits there. There we go, and that's all I got. And now I'm not using them. Use them. Use my proper ones. I'm going to cut this out again. I'm just going to leave a little border of white. And actually I'm going to make it easier for me later on. I'm going to go down my stalk first because it's my more delicate bits. I'm going down my stalk whilst I've got loads of cards to hold on to. Otherwise, when you come back to it and you've already cut everything else out, it hasn't got much rigidity left. Whoops. There we go. I'm just going to go back up this side. You need to be careful now. Now it starts to get a bit tricky. I've got this super tiny skinny bit to do. There we go. And back onto the big flower head. Nearly there. Oops. That's going to go like so. Yep. We need to colour those bits in, and we just need to do a little bit of white work. And you can see how easy that is to do. Oops. So I'm going to start with my white pen. There he is. I knew it was on my desk. I just love adding that little bit of white gel pen to it. I think it just adds to it, doesn't it? It's going to go there. I think I'm just going to grab, I know I've used brush over everything else on this. I'm going to stick to it actually. Oh well. Let me grab an orange or yellow. I'll go yellow because it was the first one that jumped into my hand. I don't like being super picky when it comes to colours. If it's close enough to what I need, it'll do. Probably use my other paintbrush for this, shouldn't I? Yes. Setting myself up to fail. Trying to use a giant paintbrush to do a very delicate little operation. There we go. Didn't need much at all. You know what? I've not done any splattering, but I will now. There we go. Just a little bit around its noodle. You can't even see that, can you? I promised I did do it. I'll show you in a second. Oops. Get that yellow out my paintbrush. There we go. So we are nearly all set on this, aren't we? We just need a bit of a sentiment. Oh, actually no, let's dry that before I start doing anything else. You could see that going all a bit wrong, couldn't you? It was gonna go everywhere. She was gonna make a mess. Hello. There we go, all nice and dry. And then we've just got our lovely little Celia to pop back on. And what I'm actually going to do with that Celia is I'm going to use a bit of foam behind here, and then a bit of glue down those bits. I forgot to do my sentiment again, didn't I? I'll remember. A little bit on. It was a super easy one tonight, wasn't it? I do love this stamp. I think I said it when we first opened her. She does make me smile. I do love working with it. Oops, a couple on. This is why I never put a card together, isn't it? I'm just rubbish at taking my bits off. There we go. And hopefully my glue is going to be playing ball. Oh, it is. There we go. Turn it this way so I can see what I'm trying to line up, which is that bit there. Whoops, stop it. There we go. And I'm hoping by doing both foam and glue, it just gives it a little bit more movement. Just hold that a second. Yep, stuck this time, ish. And then we are just going to grab our "You're the Best." There we go. There we go. Making a right mess tonight. My desk was probably the tidiest it's been in a long time, and I'm still making a mess. I'm still working in the smallest bit. There we go. So we've got our Simply the Best. Oh, you're the best, not Simply the Best. We could have had Simply the Best. There we go. And that one. Oh, I've not done that good, have I? Just swizz that around. Take a little smidgen off. There we go. And we're going to throw it onto. With that piece is small enough. I think it should be. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Let's glue that on as well. And we will just pop it down. There we go. This is going to come down in this bottom corner. I know, I'm popping it in a different place for me. And before we do anything else, where's my black doodle pen? I've kind of done this in a weird about way, haven't I? Weird about way, that's the right thing to say. I've done backgrounds and then foregrounds and oof, in a right jiggledy way today. Put that down there. I should have left enough. I did. Oof. Just. I'm just going to make this a little bit fatter, so I'm just going to quickly. Did say quickly. Pop that bit in there. I think it just needs a slightly fatter frame with all that busyness going on in our background. But never let anybody say you can't stamp using any old inks and any old stamps, because you can. It's the same with paint. If you want to go for a paint, you might need to just water it down a little bit, but you can still do it. use your pens to stamp as well. You could either colour in your stamp or literally colour in your worktop and then pick up your ink. There's always a way. I'm now going to regret colouring this in now, aren't I? But I do think it looks better, doesn't it, with the fatter border than with the thinner one. Yeah, it does. Nearly there. Well, I'm not. I've got another 2 sides to go, haven't I? Halfway there. We are halfway there. I don't know why it takes me so much concentration to colour this bit in. There we go. Oh, this one's really narrow. I just fatten this one up a bit. There we go. If we don't like it, we'll redraw a line. There we go. Right. And once we've done that, we're going to do this as well. There we go. Right. I'm going to stop faffing because I am pretty pleased with this. That's going to go down there like so. I'm going to grab my base card, and you know what, for once we are just going to pop this together because I don't always do it. Ooh, there we go. Bit of foam tape already cut for us. Just like that. And whilst we're at it, let's do our sentiment, greeting, saying, whatever we're going to call it. The wordy bit. There we go. Oops. Sticky fingers. Sounds like I was going to burst into song then, didn't I? There we go. Let's pop this down on here. Would look nice if I'd have matted it onto a black, I think. And then this little bit. Oops. Got it stuck all up in my thumb. I did. There we go. Super easy. Always a little bit. We use turquoise. The colours we used on this one is turquoise. I think it's lemon, that one. Yep, lemon and leaf green. But it's just really striking, the colours. But that's all we've used. We've just used our brush out to stamp with. Nothing more. You could do this with, like I say, your spray inks or anything. It's just pop it down on your table and work it out. If you go straight into a big puddle, you're going to end up with a puddle on your project, aren't you? But if you, like we did, just create a smaller palette, just pull it away and just keep tapping and moving it around. I think we said sploosh it around, yeah? And you can get some fabulous effects. So there you go, 3 little brush outs, that's all we used. But we could have used any liquid ink tonight. There you go. So I did say it was going to be a simple one, didn't I? Yeah. But you wouldn't think it's all the same colour, really. You know, all the same, whatchamacallit, product. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, all comes from the same pot. I got there in the end, didn't I? There you go, I've put my lid on my glue. I know. For once I remembered. Right, so we'll do a very, very quick one tonight. Let's see if I can find the right button. There we go, we are back. So, back Wednesday night, 8:30 for, well, whatever we fancy really. I'll see what falls off the shelf on Wednesday and we'll have a play. So that's at 8:30 on Wednesday. And then we are, I don't want to say closing the doors early, but we are. June's monthly make box will actually be going out on Friday. I know, very early this month. I was trying to work out what date that would be. Yeah, too much maths for my liking. So it will be going out a little bit early. So those of you who have already subscribed, your box will be going out on Friday. And for those of you who are still waiting to subscribe, make sure you get it done by Friday night. Because the last of the boxes will go out on Saturday. Very exciting. So that's it for me. I think that's everything I had to tell you. Yeah, I think so. So thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you had fun, and well, I hope you'll have a go using your liquid inks to stamp with, because it is the 26th. There we go. Thank you, Lynn. So yeah, we are closing multi makes early. So if you want to subscribe, you need to do it by the 26th, which is a Friday at midnight. So there you go. Back on Wednesday, 8:30 for something, whatever falls off the shelf. Or if you've got any ideas what you'd like us to do on tonight, give me a shout, let me know, and we'll have a play. So that's it from me. Thank you for joining me. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you on Wednesday for some more crafty fun. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.